Hey, shalom. Messiah in Christ blessed. All says Hezekiah with Israel united in Christ. So today we're going to talk about slavery in the trucial states, which is today the United Arab Emirates. All right, so I'm going to read this article. It says, chattel slavery existed in the trucial states. That's what's between 1892 and to 1971, which later formed the United Arab Emirates. When you jump down, it said the region was mainly supplied with enslaved people from the Indian Ocean slave trade. But humans were also trafficked to the area from Hejaz, Oman, and Persia. Slaves were used in the famous pearl fish industry and later in the oil industry, as well as sex slaves and domestic servants. Many members of the Afro-Arabian minority are descendants of the former slaves. I'm gonna go to Psalms first. Psalms, I'm gonna read chapter 147. I'm gonna read 19 and 20. So this is Psalm chapter 147 and verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation. So God gave his statutes and his judgments unto the nation of Israel. And he said he ain't dealt so with anybody else. And as for his judgments, they, meaning the other nations, have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. Praise ye the Lord. So God gave us some commandments. What are some commandments that God gave us and that we mustn't have? We did not keep them. In order for us to be put through slavery, we had to do something against our God for him to do that. I'm going to go to Leviticus chapter 19, and I'm going to read verse 11 first. It says, ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. What was happening in the midst of the nation of Israel? Because that's who we are. The so-called Afro-Arabians, that's in the UAE, that's scattered throughout Arabia, that's scattered throughout Yemen. You are the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel. So he says, ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. We were stealing. We were stealing from one another. We will lie for one to another. I'm going to read verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. There's a lot of murder going on. There was a lot of hatred going on. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. It said, not suffer sin upon your neighbor. All right, watch this. Now just a couple. Now I'm going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 32. I'm going to read verse 26. I said, I will scatter them into corners. God said he's going to scatter the nation of Israel into corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. So today, they don't even remember themselves as the Israelites. We remember ourselves as the Afro-Arabians. You wonder why they still have domestic servants today in the UAE. You wonder why that people are still being treated as sex slaves today in the UAE. God is trying to get us to wake up. It's time to understand who we are. He said, I said I will scatter them into corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. So, because we didn't do what God said, he said, I'm going to scatter you into corners. I'm going to make your remembrance cease. Watch this. This is Amos chapter 3. And we're going to read verse 1 and 2. Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. So God says to the Afro-Arabians, you are the only one that he knows of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. Iniquity means sins. So when God gave us the commandments and we decide not to keep them, we are sinning against God. And for the judgment of those sins, he put us through slavery. He making the one that hate us reign over us. Don't you understand that for another nation to enslave you, to rape you, to rob you, to steal your whole family, to send off your children? Don't you understand that's a nation that hates you? Watch this. Deuteronomy chapter 28, I'm going to read verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given into another people, and thine eyes shall look and fare with longing for them all the day long. And then is that not happening now with the quote-unquote domestic workers? Is that not happening now? Did that not happen in our history when the Afro-Arabian was sold throughout chattel slavery, throughout the oceans, the Indian Ocean slave trade? Did that not happen? That happened to us. So I'm going to read it again. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fare with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thy hand. So we can't go and resist what happened to us. We couldn't stop the Arabians from coming in and taking our people. We couldn't do it. God put them against us. So he said, look, your sons and your daughters are going to be sold. If you have sons and daughters, if you know somebody that has sons and daughters sold into slavery, what is the Bible showing you? That you are a descendant of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's your true history. All right? We'll sign Christ bless.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models.